Welcome back to Lost Odyssey. Alright, so let's explore this cheerful-looking town, clearly.
Well, at least those kids seem to be having fun, although they may
like
be possessed.
It's like I'm in a town from either Tales of Zestiria or Tales of Berserk. It's like there's malevolence all around. Anyway, a captain? Don't know anyone with a job like that.
That's too bad.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
We're supposed to set out for West Sea soon, but that's not going to happen without our captain.
Galdo, what are you doing here?
We've all been too busy getting the ship ready to look for him. Could you guys help us look for him?
That's the thing. This voice that Joe was using, that's more to Shaggy. But
just tell him it's time to embark. Sorry about this, but we really need all the help we can get.
Zoinks!
Zoinks! Hey, please do not enter the port. We're all still busy getting everything ready. Which is basically code for, sorry, you ain't getting out of this haunted town, lickety-squat.
I guess.
Until you progress the story.
Basically, alright, so let's search the town and see what we can find.
Again, something seems wrong with those kids having a purple aura surrounding them, but maybe it's just
they're
puberty.
just fine.
Like I said, Teo, they're exuding a lot of malevolence, so...
Oh, it's all just part of growing up.
Hello? You done yet? You can be the guy in the bathroom, too. I can understand that things are crowded right now with all the refugees, but do they have to hug the bathrooms, too?
It's the only safe place from all the evilness.
Hold on a sec. There's...
Another Johnson bathroom break?
Why would I need something like that? I just thought maybe the captain's in there, you know, like, because I don't take shits or piss. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, you can't with how complicated your outfit is.
Pretty clever to figure that out. For you, anyway.
Ha!
Captain, we know you're in there. It's time to embark.
So yeah, it turns out the captain is just suffering from diarrhea or some shit.
Hilarious. It's like in Final 7 in the World Market. Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea it was time to leave already.
Yeah, I've had a bad case of diarrhea.
I ran over to the port right now. Thanks for letting me know.
Huh, that was easy.
Well, look at the bright side. If this was Blue Dragon, we'd probably be hearing the sounds in everything.
And having the children reacting in the same way, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that means we can conclude our business in this dismal town. Such a shame. I thought we might be able to help them out, but we have to be on our way now.
Oh well.
Yeah, you know, they'll find a way to make themselves dispossessed.
Sure we can sail with these conditions?
I mean...
Of course.
Oh, come on, Ted. Don't worry. We have an experienced pirate. Go ahead.
Thanks to you, we'll be able to embark soon. You really helped us out.
Well, glad to hear that. Where's the captain?
He's inside the ship, preparing for our journey. Now we can finally get out to...
Oh. Hello?
Good lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis? Did you just see now? Whenever we see that light from the Western Sea, bad things start to happen in town. There must be something behind it. Quite a mystery, don't you think?
Oh, we're going out to the Western Sea to figure out what's hiding there. There's got to be something.
Okay.
So that's why you're so busy fixing this ship. It's to explore these choppy waters, is it? We have some real brave ones here.
Yeah, especially with how those waves are.
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, why don't you guys come along with us? If it's not a problem, we'd all feel a bit more sure to have a group that looks as strong as you on board with us. I'll admit, I thought that was the captain because he uses the exact same model as him.
Psh, you. Psh. Well, if you insist, but it won't be dangerous. What do you think, Heim?
It's like the uniform for sailor uniform. I can understand.
They fixed up?
Captain, let's take her out. I want to see.
Yes, in those safe-looking waters.
A source of magic energy. I wonder, me, do you sense it?
I'm not sure. I do, however, sense the presence of powerful energy.
That energy being a flipping storm we're about to sail into.
Only one way to find out.
Sure looks that way.
Yes, take your grandchildren with you into the dangerous-looking storm.
Ah, it's gonna toughen them up.
Yeah. What doesn't?
It builds character.
We're gonna build antibodies with that. Come on.
Exactly. Alright. Not to mention leaving them here in the house, in the village full of darkness-fueled people doesn't sound like a much better alternative anyway.
I guess,
You know what?
it would have been an ideal other scenario, they leave them behind thinking they're gonna be safe, but
Oh,
they return they're
Don't,
possessed.
don't worry, guys. They'll be fine. I mean, Anna and Elsa's parents survived, didn't they?
Let's just go back. Who's with me? Come on, let's go. Turn this thing around.
We're going right into the heart of this thing. Fun starts once we get invited in.
Wow, you know the sea so well, just like a captain should. Or maybe not.
Oh, I can feel it. Oh, no.
Oh, hello.
Welcome to the sequel to Alien Romulus.
A common thing in in these old school RPGs. Whenever we go in the boat, there's always some battle on the boat because monsters invade from the sea and invade your boat or something. Like Dragon Quest 8 did this. Like it's. I know exactly how this thing goes. All right.
Hey, loyal sea crew, you want to help us out with this, maybe?
We're too busy clearly.
Well. Actually, not just that. Not just that. Technically, they did establish that one of the big things of them coming along was that they're a strong group, so they can protect them. So.
Yeah, that's also typical in not just video games, but also tabletop station RPG. If your party has to take, a trip with a boat, usually if you're not supposed to help, they're basically there for protection, in case something happens in the meantime.
I do dig how this implies that crew is just going to go in there hoping that they themselves could solve the problem. And again, I guess they figured somebody's got to do something with the state that town is in.
And they had no other choice, yeah.
One particular thing that I do like from this in comparison to Final Fantasy IX is that when you have double cast on, you get to choose to skip the second casting if you want. So that's a nice touch.
Interesting. Very interesting sea creatures, though. With legs like that, you'd think they're more accustomed to land than water.
They look more like creatures from Alien.
Yeah, like Dibs mentioned.
There is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Early generation card that reminds me of this monster, but I don't remember its name. It's a, it's a non-effect monster, the one with the yellow color.
Well,
I
bye.
know which one you're talking about, but I can't. He just ran away.
We'll see.
Okay then.
Wow, I you gotta love it when mobs actually just abandon their own because, like, wait a minute, I'm a regular moob. Why am I bothering with what's clearly the protagonist? See ya!
Yep.
Survival instincts kicked in.
And there he is again.
Never mind, he came back.
Just couldn't stay away.
Good job, Ming.
I can't afford to lose.
Gotta love it. He got taken out physically by one of the spellcasters.
That's like ultimate humiliation.
It's because I managed to get a perfect on the ring minigame thingy, on the QTE thingy, basically.
So I'm guessing when you get a perfect, like regardless of whether it's a caster or
Damage
a physical fighter.
damage boosts, yeah, obviously.
This is just too much. We get it when we're on the boat. We get it when we're on land. I mean,
I'm
we're getting
on
it
the
everywhere
boat.
we go.
That's pathetic. We just got started. I definitely feel it ahead of us. The source of magic energy.
Also, good thing you're immortals because, with those open clothes, you're all catching pneumonia right now.
Which makes me wonder, can an immortal drown? Like, I mean, let's say the
Well,
ship sinks.
do you remember the scene in Highlander?
Hold on,
where,
because
Duncan tested his
going
power?
into the light gets us to see the second part of Seth's dream. So, Jova, you're up. A dream has been revealed.
Don't you just hate it when that happens?
Yeah. Remember when I got stared and flashed into the light and suddenly my best friend's dream got revealed before my very eyes? It was awkward.
I know they probably hate me now, Nera. Or perhaps as a descendant of a noble white-winged clan, you harbor no such vulgar emotions as hatred. Kind and gentle as you are, perhaps you have forgiven me. Perhaps you have accepted what I did and now you pity me for being trapped in the prison of solitude again.
So Seth got captured again.
Whoops.
But still, good, kind Anira, I insist on making one last selfish request. Please hate me. Please hate me for eternity. If I know that you hate me, I can remain connected to you. If I know that you have not forgiven me, pain of that will enable me to feel you close to me.
So yeah, something obviously went down. We'll see what it is.
Are you laughing at my convoluted reasoning? Then let me say it more simply. I am lonely. I fear eternal solitude. Fear has been with me ever since I killed you with my own two hands.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, bummer.
Don't worry, we'll find out
Yeah,
exactly what.
that'll do it.
We'll find out exactly what happened. Let's see.
900 years have passed since we first met. In the conventional way, I took a husband. Even more conventionally, I gave birth to a son. Soon after naming the baby Seth, my husband died in an epidemic. At his bedside, of course, I cursed the fate that would not let me die. Had you not been with me, Anira, I would never have been able to find the strength to raise Seth by myself.
Said. The mother's name was Seth. Creative naming there.
You said to me, there is no greater joy than for a child to be born and to grow up healthy. Fitting words from you, sole survivor of the Winged clan. You also said to me,
You'll be alright, Seth. You are no longer alone. Now you have Seth. You will never be alone as long as he is with you.
I nodded to you in tearful recognition of the truth of your words, and you went on with some embarrassment.
Leave Seth to me. I will train him to be a full-fledged man of the sea. If anyone should dare to threaten him, I will protect him with my life.
So, Jova, wait until you see the family tree names all in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
How kind you were, Anira. How truly kind. Even now, I can recall the carefree smile on your face when you were playing with Seth. He was such a frail little boy, but you steeled your heart to train him sternly. And on those days, when he had cried himself to sleep, I often caught you in profile, watching him in sleep, your face suffused with ineffable gentleness. How glad I am, Anira, that fate brought us together. In my long, endlessly long life, I can declare without hesitation that you are my finest companion. So why, Anira, did events play out the way they did? To this day, I have no idea why. Do you? Do you know why those things were happening to you? This is what I would like to know. All the more so because I can no longer learn the answer. I desperately want to know it.
The script said so.
So yeah, let's flashback. Go ahead.
It happened 30 years ago. I said goodbye to you and Seth and made my way to the Tower of Mirrors. But the memory had come back to me, the mission on which I had come to this world, the task I had been sent here to accomplish, the reason I possessed memories of 1,000 years spent in this world.
We're going to get back to the whole Tower of Mirrors thing that has to do with them. There's a reason why this dream is obligatory. Go ahead.
I was a pirate who prized freedom above all. And what I enjoyed most of all was living wildly on the open sea. Exactly why I was so drawn to freedom, I myself did not know. That was when I learned, deep in the heart of one who desires freedom, lies the pain of freedom denied. After all, the price of freedom sure is high.
Freedom isn't free. It costs folks like you and me.
If it was you... Oh, sorry. it was you, Anira, who first taught me the expression prison of solitude. And it was true. I was trapped in a prison of solitude. Not simply, however, because I was confined in a cave on a desert island. For me, being in this world was itself a prison of solitude. When I came to realize this, I headed for the Tower of Mirrors in order to return to the world I had come from. Nourished by my 1,000 years of memories of having lived in this world, I would return to the world where I belonged. In the Tower of Mirrors, he was waiting. Gongora. The man with whom I was supposed to return to my original world.
Ha ha ha!
Oh, our good old friend.
Yes. There he is.
I had no way of knowing, however, that this was a trap that Gongora had set
No.
for me.
And he
Imagine!
looked like such a trustworthy
Motherfucker
guy.
stood there, spread-legged and defiant before the Tower of Mirrors, laughing that arrogant laugh of his. My stomach turns when I recall his hateful face, and my flesh creeps when I think of his cunning, fearsome trap. Gongora had no intention of returning to our former world. Instead, he hatched a fiendish plot to make himself ruler of this world, and anyone who resisted him, he crushed without mercy. I was one of those who stood in his way.
So yeah.
Wow, what a jerk.
Yep.
As soon as I learned of his evil design, I fled back to my pirate ship. Of course, such a monster cannot be satisfied with merely waiting for me there. Knowing him, I felt a terrible foreboding. Seth! Anira! I screamed as I leaped onto the ship, and in the next second, I saw with a gasp that my foreboding had been correct.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Seth, and you were there, Anira. On the deck, Seth lay bleeding, and when you became aware of me and slowly turned in my direction, you had a strange gleam in your eye. There was something in your mouth. It was Seth's leg. You had ripped it from his body.
So yeah, Gongora also ruined Seth's life.
But how could he?
You were such a trustworthy guy.
I don't understand.
We trusted him with everything. All sound faded. Seth lay in a sea of blood, his leg torn off, trying to cry out to me. I couldn't hear a thing. I could read in his sorrow-filled eyes, however, his plea. Don't blame Anira. It's not his fault.
Well, yeah, the gleam in his eye obviously implies that there's some kind of spell or possession involved. So.
Likely done by our good old friend Gongora.
No, come
I'm sure
on,
I must have
Jova.
said something. What happened? Or perhaps, how did this happen? Or, calm down, Anira. Or, be strong, Seth. Then again, I may have simply screamed, too rattled to produce coherent words.
So, nearly killed Kaim's daughter. Definitely killed Seth's daughter. I'm getting the feeling
Son.
Gongora is kind of a jerk.
In any case, I could not hear my own voice. You were glaring at me, Anira. Your eyes shone horribly. No longer the Anira I knew. You had been possessed by some holy other being. Why, Anira, why? You spit out Seth's leg and let it drop onto the deck. And then you came after me. Seth's voice broke the silence when he shouted, "Stop!" Was he screaming at you, Anira? Or at me to stop? The whole scene came enveloped in a white light.
As demonstrated by the background change just now.
When I regained consciousness, I was lying on the deck. When I slowly opened my eyes and raised myself, I realized that my sword was gone. I had only an empty scabbard at my waist. I looked around with a shock, and there you were, Anira, lying on your back. My sword had been plunged into your chest and stood there like a grave marker. No! I screamed and ran over to you. I started shaking you, but your eyes were shut tight. There was no sign it would ever open again. I shouted at you to wake, to come back to me. And then I shouted to Seth, "Hurry, Seth! Come here! Anira is..." There was no reply from Seth. Having lost so much blood, he was unconscious. If only you had been merely unconscious, Anira. If only you had been badly wounded but alive. If only you could have started breathing again. My sword had done its job to horrifying perfection. It had pierced your chest exactly where it needed to in order to take your life.
It's like the bad dub of... Oh, the mention later.
I stared at your corpse uncomprehendingly. Oh, Anira, lone survivor of the proud white-winged clan. Tell me, please tell me, what happened? Was I the one who killed you?
Yes.
So yeah,
Or was it Gongora who manipulated things? I sensed someone approaching me from behind. I turned to find Gongora staring at me, expressionless.
Believe so.
Go ahead, Liz.
You killed him.
Go ahead.
Said softly, his voice devoid of emotion, yet in a weird high pitch. I shook my head, wincing. No! My voice was hoarse, trembling. Gongora went on, as if simply pressing his words into my ears.
It was... Go ahead, Liz.
It was you.
No, Gongora.
You killed
Do your big evil villain cartoon voice.
It was you.
No, there's... No, there's more cartoonish and over the top, not serious like
You didn't remember how it sounded like in the cutscenes, though.
No! I would never do such a thing! The trembling of my voice spread to my entire body. Think that I might have killed you, Anira, with my own hands. That can never happen. This is what I wanted to believe, but the reality before me was shattering such hopes. Gongora threw back his head as contemptuous laughter, claiming his victory over me.
Even in the dreams, even in the descriptive way, we're not even trying to hide that.
You see now, Seth, what you have done. Killed the one you most loved. You are on your way back to the prison of solitude.
Again, he laughed aloud, sounding more cartoonish than I remembered him.
Whoa.
And he was still laughing as he left the deck. This man, who, knowing I could never die, set a trap for me that was crueler than death itself. I collapsed where I stood. I looked up and looking up at the sky. I felt the tears pouring down my face. Tears of blood.
Oh, bloody tears.
Yeah.
Literally, literally bloody tears, yes.
Again, I was plunged into eternal solitude, never to be released from it by death. Gongora succeeded in locking my heart in darkness again, sealing in my memories with it.
And there you
I
go.
wept uncontrollably. I screamed until it all but ripped my throat to shreds. If my heart, my mind, and soul were something lodged inside my chest, I would have torn it out. Help me, Anira! Help me!
And there you go. That's why Seth didn't remember anything, and that's how Gongora sealed her memories. And this also explains why, when we had her first dream and she first remembered Anira, why she was crying. Because
It's interesting though. It sounded like
Also- Sorry, go on.
It sounded like said the son might still be alive, just unconscious. But
We will learn
don't
eventually
go
what
into this
happened to
final
him,
fight.
don't worry.
put a pin on that, Jova. We'll get back to that.
Yeah, I'll be alright. No big deal. I just felt like I was dreaming or something. Nothing
Meanwhile,
heavily
the rest of
traumatic or anything.
the rest of the crew is already dead.
Was I? Did I faint?
It wasn't just you. We all fell unconscious by the light swept over the ship. Looks like we ran ourselves into the pier soon after that. Be glad that I did not have any particular dream.
Oh, don't worry, Kai. You'll have plenty still.
What pier?
The one right behind you.
Hey there, Sleeping Beauty. Finally woken by Prince Charming. On second thought, only a pirate can sleep this well on a boat.
Okay, Jensen. Yeah.
Shut your mouth, Jensen.
But
How is it inside?
and yeah, the graphics decided to glitch on me. Don't ask me. Go ahead, those.
Everyone is well.
no, never mind.
They've all woken
Yeah.
up, and luckily
Never mind,
no
sorry.
one seems to be injured.
For some reason, I was thinking of Cook. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, everyone is well, but
Oh,
injured.
so even they were knocked out by the light.
Everyone, yeah.
I mean, I don't,
Time. Where are we?
The sea.
so there you go. Here where we
Oh, what a convenient landing,
Turn-
too, connected to the ship.
So here we are. Welcome to the final dungeon of Disc 2, Experimental Staff. So this is the
We're
new...
2/3 into the game already?
So yeah, you might remember how... So yeah, bigger than Grand Staff. This... Don't worry, this I'll explain to you. bigger than Grand Staff. This is Gongora's new big facility, and this explains why Saman is full of evil magic energy. It all comes from this place.
He
Also,
literally
Joe,
has. Yes, Joe.
Halfway through, there are 4 discs.
4 discs.
Thought that were free. My bad. But yeah, so Gongora literally has his own evil lair in the middle of the sea, like a flipping James
Don't
Bond
just that,
villain.
Jova. He has multiple.
Yeah, this game actually has.
He does.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think this is the only Xbox 360 game that has 4 discs because Final Fantasy 13 and Blue Dragon have only 3, not 4.
Maybe that's what I was mistaking it with.
I know LA Noir.
Also,
I know LA Noir on 360 had a few discs.
that line that,
How many were
that
there?
Seth was having in the dream reminded me of a terrible dub of Roberto Benigni's Pinocchio, during the scene where he thinks the blue fairy's dad is like, "Be alive! Be alive!"
But yeah, speaking of Gongora, Zeus, you kept giving him the wrong voices. You
Ah, it's
started
okay.
off with a high-pitched one.
Just use that final bit you were doing right before.
I find
Maybe
again.
it's my head canon. Maybe Gongora was he has the power to do that to further psychologically torture his victims.
I find more amusing the fact that his voice actor apparently, as I mentioned in one of the early parts, was the ones who voiced the fool in, Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so
That's
range.
quite some range he's got.
Well,
I gotta say, the guy really is a dick. Like, knowing Seth, she probably would not have interfered with his plans. She probably would have just...
But Jova,
gone
where's
off.
the fun in that?
It's like she probably would have just gone off to live in peace with her son and Anira, but nope, can't have any nice...
Remember
things,
Jova.
so-
Remember Jova. The Anira and Seth are people that she, well, in case of Seth, bred in this world. So it becomes apparently by that dream that the immortals come from a different world, and that's why they're immortals. Clearly, probably at this point, it becomes very obvious just based on that dream alone.
So they clearly are the immortals.
So basically, guys, this is a much better execution of the concept of Highlander 2: The Quickening.
I mean, not that's a high bar to climb.
I know, but and speaking of Gongora,
Just casually strutting there.
Gongora, the traitor who stole our memories and imprisoned us all.
And killed my best friend. Wait, what was that? Never mind.
Damn, what's he doing here? Has he got a twin or something?
Oh, Jansen, you never cease to baffle us.
you know what this means, right, guys? Time for some payback.
Bastard.
Time for some payback.
Wow, only halfway into the game. How exciting.
But yeah, Jova, I showcase also that both Beast and Blue Dragon, Sakaguchi clearly wanted to go back on a bit of a classicism when it came to making more straightforward villains rather than being something that was more super complex.
Oh yeah, like Gongora is the classic shifty vizier type of character where he's almost so humble and there to help, when in reality he is the most slimiest snake you can make.
See, the thing is, at least Gongora still has the manipulative aspect going for him. How he manipulates the prince to do his whims. Nene in Blue Dragon, on the other hand, there's literally nothing but just a cackling cartoon to that character.
He didn't even get to be the true final boss
It's more the
anyway.
case that, he had the establishment of being the overlord. He was kind of like, the Demon King Victor, having basically an amassing amount of power and you having to take him down, systematically bit by bit. While instead in this, it seems to be more of a race against time.
It is a good point. Like, I do get where Tia's coming. Like, regardless of the execution, both Blue Dragon and Lost Odysseys do seem to be going for a classic stop the bad man sort of plot. Like, I mean, it's nothing Shakespearean or heavily deep or anything. They are just bad people.
Again, it's a classic good versus evil story. Again, like Star Wars and stuff like that. Which again, remember, Sakaguchi cannot resist his influence from Star Wars. So
That is quite true.
It was, when it came to Final Fantasy, it was usually that and Norse mythology, but as with these games prove, it seems that it was more the company that was interested in the mythology and Sakaguchi with Star Wars.
Sakaguchi was involved with Final Fantasy 2, right? I feel like that's the Final Fantasy
Yes.
game that's the most blatant.
Lesser. Remember, the main person that was behind 2 was the guy that created the Saga series, which kind of showcased because that one borrows the gameplay elements of 2.
Yeah, it
I
does.
mainly asked because I feel like 2 is the most blatant.
Wasn't it still Sakaguchi who wrote the plot though?
I think so, at least partially, but that is true, you know, at a very
Because remember, like many people have joked about before, Final Fantasy 2 is basically A New Hope. So.
Well, it does condense elements of the entire trilogy, but
Yeah.
it even includes the fact that you have to take down the Dreadnought, you know, enemy ship, by throwing, you know, a torch inside its engine room, you know.
Yeah.
It also brings on the concept of the Emperor, who wasn't established until the second part of the original trilogy, too.
Yeah.
True, although in this case, the Emperor Matthäus has more the presence rather than what would be the Darth Vader equivalent.
Really? I feel like the Darth Vader equivalent is, well...
No.
If there's a Darth Vader in Final Fantasy, it's Golbez.
No, again, just talking about 2, Golbez is more...
And here's another thing taken from Star Wars: the whole let's have the people in the evil fortress do common chat, you know.
Do they also have face?
Like what do you call it? Go on, Joe.
Do they also have face concealing masks that would make it easy for us to infiltrate?
Kinda. I mean, they're wearing turbans, or whatever those things are.
Why do we sound like Terrace and Philly from South Park?
Maybe it's the same voice actor? No.
I don't think so.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone guest starring in Lost Odyssey. Well, that would be something.
That would be cool if, you know, Sakaguchi actually got Trey and Matt to guest star.
Philip, I have good news and bad news. Well, let's tell me to be straight, Terrence. The good news is that you're a clean bill of health. Oh, what a relief. The bad news is that you have cancer. Cancer? Yes, I'm afraid your ass is collapsing. My ass is collapsing. See that diagram? That's your ass. See that line? That's your ass collapsing. Your ass is collapsing.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, see ya.